Hey! I don't know why my computer is up so high. Wait, is that fine? Now it seems so low for me. It's fine, whatever. Am I not in focus? Ugh, why are the tech issues always... You know what? It's close enough. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. It would be a stream without tech issues at the beginning. It is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. I'm super excited. I can't believe it's been a year already. Like, that's crazy. I feel like so much has happened in the last year that I never would have anticipated, that came directly from that very first video that I posted of me going from 0 to 2,000. And I mean, I'm just really grateful for all the connections that I've made in the last year. Blame the mods? Yeah, absolutely. For my tech issues, Rookie. Okay, I'm gonna, we have an arena starting. So, okay. My plan was to watch and react to the 0 to 2,000 video before the arena. But we only have like 25 minutes and I don't know if that's, like, I don't want it to be like running up right against when the arena starts. I don't know. Maybe if we start it now, if I go really fast. Okay, but I have to start the timer. Okay. How do I do this? Wait, did that work? No. How long is... It has to be in seconds? How many seconds is 25 minutes? Watson, thank you for gifting a sub to Rookie. I really appreciate it, Watson. 1,500 seconds. Okay, I got this. I probably could have done that math in my head, but you know what? Here we are. How do you join the arena waiting room and still stay in Twitch chat? That I'm not sure about. See, this is why I'm like, maybe I should wait. I mean, it's probably fine. I don't know how much I'm going to be pausing and restarting. It's a 20-minute video. I don't even have it pulled up. This is... I was going to try and start stream earlier. Just join the arena and switch tabs. That's probably... That'll probably work. Two years ago. Okay. Sorry guys, please hold, please hold. Wow, what a great picture that is on here. This should be fine, right? Oh, I guess you guys can't see it. Ending transition. Okay. Boom. Oh, it's a little... Why is it so high up? Just fix it on the fly? How... Okay, that's fine. Close enough, close enough. The rookie's been in the kitchen for so long, I know. Wow, this is a great screenshot to have on me. This is not much better. It's so blurry. Oh my gosh, my camera has at least increased in value. So, okay, guys, oh, I didn't see your earlier message, Rookie. Maybe I'll grab it later. We're gonna react to this. I haven't watched this in a while. I don't really like watching my own content because it's just kind of cringe to me because it's me, and you know, that's just how it goes. But this is still probably my favorite video that I've made for obvious reasons. Also, if I sort of advertise this as a Q&A, which we'll do a little bit more intensely after the arena and like during it if you have questions, just like random questions. But yeah, feel free to ask anything about like the behind the scenes of this video. Are we really gonna have time? We have 23 minutes. I don't know if I trust myself not to pause it. You know what? Okay, let's just go. Oh, you can't hear it. Hold on. I didn't know how to play chess. Can you guys hear that okay? I didn't even know how the pieces moved. But like many others, after watching The Queen's Gambit, I decided to teach myself how to play the game from scratch. Less than 2 years later, I achieved a rating of 2,000 on chess.com. This is that story. In early 2021, I was in the middle of one of my busiest college semesters. In one day. I was writing and producing a short film, getting involved in clubs, working part-time, and taking a full load of classes. But I decided for some reason that this would be a great time to become at least proficient at chess. Watching the hit Netflix series The Queen's Gambit was a huge inspiration for my first tentative steps into the world of chess. Here was this cool, smart, confident woman overcoming adversity and proving herself on an international stage. I wanted to know what was happening on those boards. I started watching some videos and playing against bots. I learned basic opening concepts and the values of different pieces. And in April of that year, I decided to play a game against a real person, online. And I lost. I still remember so much of this, you guys. I spent so much time editing this. Like, my rating settled in the 700 range. Okay, also, for context, the strong here, like this. Settled in the 7, and I lost. My voice. My rating settled in the 7. Settled. Yeah, like, there are some, like, random points where today I would just, like, re-record the line. But I genuinely did not expect this video to reach as big of an audience as it did. I had 50 subscribers or less when I posted this video. And within a week, it had suddenly started to take off, and I was like, whoa, this is like kind of crazy. I remember on a Saturday, like the Saturday after I posted it, I was over at my parents' house, and I just happened to like check the YouTube stats, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, like I have like 500 views on my video. It's crazy because like looking at it now, I mean, oh, it doesn't show. I have way more than that now. It's verging on freaking like.
First off, if you haven't made money with AI yet, don't worry. AI is the
415,000 is what it says. In the 700 range. Anyway, for context, the strongest player in the world, Magnus Carlsen, is nearing a rating. I am reacting to my own YouTube video. You achieved the Grandmaster title at 2,500, the International Master title at 2,400, and other titles as you climb the rating ladder. Those official ratings are for over-the-board classical tournaments, meaning games are several hours long. Yeah, I was playing 10-minute games against random people online. Okay, so yeah, this is like the one thing that like, there were a few things that people found issues with. I think the video is like pretty decent overall, otherwise I wouldn't have posted it. But people seem to think that I was like equating my online rating with like these over-the-board ratings I was talking about. And I just always look at those comments and I'm like, you literally need to watch like 2 more seconds of the video and I say, I was playing games against random people online, or whatever that line is. Anyway, little gripe. This isn't really behind the scenes. This is just me like snapping back at comments. But I can talk more behind the scenes as we get a little bit more into it. Sorry, just adjusting. I should stop pausing so much. That summer, I started playing more games. I experimented with different openings and started learning about more tactical terms and checkmate patterns. Chess was really just a fun hobby, so I wasn't really putting in any serious study time. I watched a lot of videos and played a lot of games. That's it. My main problem during that time was missing my opponent's threats. True. I was so focused on my own pieces that I didn't see what they were planning. That's like the one piece of advice I have for like... But my opponents were prone to similar one-move wonders, and I started moving up in rating. You just have to like not play selfishly. You have to pay attention to what your opponent is doing. That early success came primarily from just playing a lot of games, but not mindlessly. I was really intentional about looking at my mistakes after every game and talking myself through what I could do better next time. Thank you, DBL Click, for the bits. I decided that I would be content with reaching 1200. I figured that was about the peak level I could achieve without putting in a lot of work. And this is true, by the way. I did not think I would get with a course overload and an internship. I didn't want chess to become a distraction, but of course, it was. Which, by the way, the second most common comment that I get, the most common comment that I get on this video is, "This wasn't an accident. You put a lot of work in," which fair and true, but where the accidentally part comes in is two things. First of all, how I accidentally blank is it's a pretty common titling trope in the fringe random gaming world. I don't know how else to explain it. Which I think this video ended up hitting a different audience that didn't necessarily understand that, which is fine. But where it actually is accidental is that when I first started playing, I did not intend for this to become my life at all. If you talked to me 3 years ago and said, in 3 years from now, you're going to have, 20,000 plus subscribers on YouTube on a chess channel and be appearing on multiple podcasts and collaborating with people around the world and writing something for a national chess magazine, I would have laughed in your face. So that part of it, me getting so obsessed with chess, was very accidental. But anyway. After a bit of a plateau, I got to 1200 in November of 2021. But now I was hungry. I thought about chess all the time. Yeah, it didn't stop at 1200. I woke up with chess positions floating through my head. I dove into internet rabbit holes to find middle game plans and openings I was struggling with. But there was just one problem. Chess can be a lonely game. Yeah, especially in order to improve, you have to spend a lot of time by yourself, analyzing games, practicing tactics, and studying theory. My roommate, I loved watching creators who played street chess, complete with hilarious trash talk. I really wanted to play a real game with physical pieces and a physical board. I wanted to see if my online rating translated to over-the-board play. And in the back of my mind, I figured if I was really bad, it wasn't worth continuing to put in the time. I found my local chess club and worked up the courage to go in January 2022. I found a handful of seasoned players in a food court in a quiet mall, and that first time I happened to sit down with the president of the North Dakota Chess Association at the time, Mr. Todd Wolf. That's my chess club. I soon found out that Todd is known in North Dakota as that chess guy. He travels around the state to give school and community clinics and direct tournaments, he coaches kids, and starts after-school clubs. Within a few months, Todd got me involved in the local chess community. Oh yeah, I was on the freaking news. Substitute coaching beginner students and running a kids chess club at the public library. This is why it's an accident. I became a regular at Sunday Chess Club and played in my first USCF rated tournament. I even managed to get a handful of wins against some of the club's top players. Thanks, Ranforish. I really liked playing over the board, but it was massively different from playing online. For some reason, I found it much harder to visualize on the physical board, and I often lost pieces by simply putting them on squares where they could be captured for free. My first provisional USCF rating was 941, a far cry from the 1300 I had recently achieved online. But there were a lot more distractions involved in over-the-board chess, from worrying about etiquette during the game to spectators gathered around my board. Those aren't excuses, but psychological barriers I knew I would need to overcome if I was going to keep improving. Up until this point, I'd never really set a long-term rating goal for myself. After I started playing at Weekly Club, I just wanted to be able to hold my own against those guys. But after a few months, around a year after I'd first learned to play, I got the idea that if I kept improving at a steady rate, it would be possible for me to reach a rating of 2,000 online in the next year. So, I got down to work. My favorite thing I hadn't been playing many rapid games, preferring the adrenaline rush of Blitz and Bullet. I know it's super corny, but I started playing in the 10-minute time control every day and made a point of practicing tactical puzzles. I'd never really understood the point of puzzles until I started getting hit with simple tactics in my games. Things like forks, skewers, and basic checkmate patterns were often causing my downfall.
Because I didn't have a strong basis of tactics, my skill floor was really low.
My audio.
Sometimes I saw ideas at the level of a 15 or 1600, but if I kept making 800 level tactical blunders along the way, it didn't matter. I would lose.
That's awesome.
After an especially bad tournament, which caused my USDF rating to drop for the first time, I finally got a chess.com diamond membership solely for the unlimited puzzle rush, which gives you increasingly difficult puzzles to solve. Gamified, so you try to get as many possible right in a row before getting 3 strikes.
The night before, and it was just like not a good time.
I started playing with a 3-minute time limit, which made me drill thousands of easy patterns over and over and over again. Especially for an adult learner, repetition is key. The patterns weren't going to become intuitive to me if I only saw a handful of examples. I had to be able to look at a position and see the winning idea in seconds. Only a few weeks after making Puzzle Rush a part of my daily routine, I finally ended my 1400 plateau.
He's stuck, he can't go anywhere. He has to sack the queen. Let's go!
My tactical vision was becoming a little more well-rounded, but I didn't have the intuition that allowed me to quickly spot necessary defensive moves or meet weird openings.
So, sometimes I thought the making of this, when I set my goal to reach 2000, that's when I started recording myself every time I was about to hit the next, number plateaus, like 1500, 1600, 1700, and so on. So, this was the first time I'd done that. I was using my work, headset with, a shitty mic, and it was just, it was so scuffed, but it somehow worked. But, yeah, I wasn't streaming at this time. I was literally just, recording myself alone in my room. I feel like I've gotten a bit more comfortable on camera since then, but you never know. You think amateurs worry too much about elo? It makes sense for pros. Yeah. I would agree. I look younger now. I wonder if it's my haircut. Yeah, I think
about simple improving moves and found myself in time trouble
getting an average rating.
If you run out of time, it doesn't matter how well you're doing on the board. You lose. I was also still prone to simple blunders, which often cost me the game in the first 30 moves. I set a new training regimen for myself. I would play an hour of Puzzle Rush, followed by a handful of 10-minute games.
I'm gonna have to pause this.
Then I'd study openings.
Finish it after
the first couple moves you make that usually determine the structure of the rest of the game.
That was my schedule. That's real. I made that before I even had a video in mind.
Throughout my chess journey, memorizing opening lines was actually the most fun for me. But at this level, I rarely got to play out the 8 or 10 move traps I was learning. I settled on some more solid openings and learned them really well. Still, usually my opponents would deviate from theory pretty early, and then I had to think on my own.
Dude, the extent of my opening prep, I wonder if I still have that. It was literally this much of a page was just random little notes that I had picked up from a video. That was my opening prep. It's just so funny to look back on.
I started learning about middle game plans and made a point of playing the lines out on my physical board for muscle memory. Still, I couldn't seem to break out of the 1500 bracket. I actually started a document during this period called Why I'm Losing. At the end of each week, I would go back through all the games I'd lost that week online and make some quick notes about where it all went wrong. This data helped me figure out which openings were causing me the most trouble and showed me that I was mostly still just missing my opponent's
I just recently started doing it again.
I also found that I struggled deciding when to change my plan in the early middle game. I played moves I was comfortable with instead of what the position called for.
True. Yeah, that queen fork was brutal. Or knight forking.
Frustrated with my relatively stale progress, I took a break from chess while I had a 4-day work gig in early July 2022. I reread a book, did a handful of puzzles, and kept up with my daily games, but I just wasn't putting the hours in. And honestly, it felt great.
Yeah, man,
my mind had gotten so bogged down with random opening lines and Grandmaster games that I was overthinking every move. When I returned to club that weekend, I felt the difference. I was winning against strong players. And when I returned to my lonely computer, I lost right away. But then I started winning. I gained 63 rating points.
Writing that part of the script was so funny because I was like, how do I get across that, the break helped me even though I lost, immediately after coming back. And it wasn't just one game, too. It was, 2 or 3 games that I lost. But then, like, you know, it started going up.
5 days. And I finally broke 1,600.
Do you think you'll dive into the chess.com lessons and related resources like Chessable and Aim Chess? Yeah, we're doing a Chessable course on the stream. And we actually can use Aim Chess on the... Oh my gosh, that was so funny. We almost missed it. Oh, it's such a... Look at the replay. Like, it's so much replayed here. People are like, what the hell are you doing? What was I saying? Oh yeah, we can do Aim Chess on stream. I haven't really looked into it too much. But yeah, it's kind of hard at this level because you have to find things that are like specific to your weaknesses to work on, or just things that you like find interesting and more general things. Anyway, okay, yeah, this moment. What was I thinking? Where was my queen going? There's a free rook here. What am I doing? Like, me watching this back, I was like, dude, what? I didn't even realize I had mate.
Finally! Oh
so
my
happy.
gosh! About 2 weeks later, I was at 1,700. Let's go. Well, I guess we're 1,700
Well,
now. 10 days
like
later, I made it to
Midwest
1,800.
Well, I remember that game.
Oh,
One
okay.
apiece.
One blunder and it's
At this
done?
point, I was just
Alright,
like,
I'll
"What is
take
going
it.
on?"
We take those, I guess. I was so scared. I thought I had such a terrible position.
I was so scared. My accent comes out sometimes.
So what changed? Why did my performance suddenly skyrocket? Was I really that much stronger, or did the number just catch up with my actual skill level? Honestly, I don't know. There were probably a lot of factors that went into it. Returning from a short break made me see positions with fresh eyes. This was also probably one of the most disciplined periods I've ever had in chess.
On my floor. Also, okay, real quick, this is the last question. Yeah, thanks, Ricky. I was just gonna say, we'll finish this after the arena, but I do want to say real quick, the second most common question that I get is, what books did you use? Because I show books in here, but I don't show the spines with the names on them. I just show like little close-ups like this or like the pages. In hindsight, maybe I should have just shown what books I had. The thing is, before around like 1500, 1500, I didn't use any books. I literally had never read a chess book in my life until I started going to club, and then I started borrowing books from one of the guys at the club who just has like a chess library. And at that point, it was really just like opening books, and I never really read one like cover to cover. I didn't really know how to use books. So like I can't really pin this quick success, especially like the last half of it when I actually started using books, on a specific book. We live in the age of digital learning, is what I always say. There are so many free YouTube videos out there that really helped me way more than a book ever did. That being said, in the last year, I have started to find some really good books, and I should have brought them. I mean, I'll grab them after the arena, just for examples, but I'm working through one right now that's really good. Okay. Laszlo Pogar, the chess problems and combinations. Yeah. I've heard that one is very good. Okay. We're gonna pause this. I really didn't time this very well, but we have to do the arena at the time that I said because we're gonna be on Chess TV. So we gotta be good. Alright, let me switch scenes. Oops.
Puzzles and games and books.
Whoops. That's fine. Clubs. I hope this is at the right time. I'm not going to join it, but I am going to commentate it. Oh, I'll make it look nicer. Yes, this. So yeah, guys, please join the arena. It starts in 3 minutes, so you guys got to get in here. We need more than 5 people. I'll make it real big for us. Oh, should I just do this? Does this make more sense? Maybe. Oops. You can join, I don't know if we got that pinned, but you can join it here. Did I miss anything? Books are good because they force you to work through them, especially over the board, but people don't do that with videos. That is true, yes. I think that's probably why my calculation skills, as shown in my lesson with Nate Solon, are a lot worse than maybe they should be. Because I don't have as much over the board experience. So now that I'm working on my over the board chess, I would like to get a little bit better at that. Okay, I don't like this layout. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it. No, never mind. It's too much. Sorry. It's too much work. All right, guys, get in this arena. We're gonna do some commentary on it. Be sure to close out the stream if you are playing. The VOD will be available after. If you want to see if I looked at any of your games, I'll try to get to everybody. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. Starts in 20 seconds. Unless you're on mobile, which it's probably already started for you. OTB is almost blindfold because we're blind without a 2D image. Yeah, true. Wait, what did Rookie say? All right, we're in this. You can still continue to join. All right, let's take a look at our top game. We got Sphinx or something. Sphinx against Boy Shack. We got the London system. We love to see it. All right. Know who we're rooting for. Just kidding. Unbiased commentary here. All right, and we have the knight f3. Ooh, so this is interesting. This is the line that we talked about on the Nate Solon video, sort of. Or video lesson, which is now a video, by the way. We say the standings. That's a big ask, Rookie. Let me see if I can pull it. All right, I like this so far. It is a 3-2 arena, so there is increment. So if you're not used to playing with increment, you better get used to it. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Gonna display capture extra. Wait, that kind of worked actually. Wait, why did that actually? That's crazy. Standings. There we go. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. Oh, and the timer's still on here. Okay, that works, right? I should add, you know what I should add? Text. Oh, there's exchanges happening. Join. It's so big. Should I just like put it above my head? I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, we're back to the game, Make it larger. Well, I'm keeping it blank on the bottom part in case more people join, Rookie. This is new viewers. We're waiting for you over here. Where is it? Here? I'm so bad at this. We're waiting for you. You can join now. All right, what's happening here? Generally pretty equal game. We have Boyshak going for a queen trade here. The white king does not look very safe, I will say. And this knight will be able to jump to b3. I forget I can make arrows. This knight can go here. Wait, can I make arrows? Okay. All right, I like this. Doubling rooks on the d file is a good strategy. I guess if the knight goes here, the bishop will just take it and double the pawn, so that's probably not the best idea, but theoretically, if that bishop moves away, that's probably a good plan. So it is the endgame, so yes, bringing the king into the center, pretty good idea. Black does the same. I think black should try to trade these rooks off, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go into an endgame. A real endgame, minor piece endgame. So white just needs to stay... The problem in like time trouble, which they're both really not, they have 2 minutes, but they just can't get forked. They should try not to get forked. That's the idea. Okay, never mind. They traded off the minor pieces. All right, taking the opposition. Computer doesn't love it somehow. I don't really know why. That seemed fine to me. So, yeah, this is like trying to break apart the, I don't know why computer hates this so much. Okay, I figured that might be the idea. So trading off these pawns and then the black king is just closer and it's forcing white to stay back with that pawn. Although, now if you trade off the pawns on the H file and... So now that there's opposition, it's really just going to be who runs out of moves first. That's how it goes. So because these kings are staring at each other... Oh. Except the problem now is that the black king gets over here to these pawns, and you must not be in time to catch these. Yeah, so Boyshak needs to go back. Yep. So Sphinx is going to take these pawns. We'll just finish watching this game because this is instructive. Okay, so now... Ooh. White is in the square. Okay, good. The problem is these connected passers. So white can never take this pawn because then this one goes and you're outside of the square. So that's the problem with these. That's tough because you have this outside passer, but black can just leave these pawns here. They protect each other. Some might say it's like 9 dogs, and black can just come down here and grab the white pawn. And white just can't do anything about it. Nice. All right, nice try, Boyshak. So now Boyshak's best try is... Ooh, almost stalemated there. Yeah, it's tough. The king's just going to run off, force the queen away, or the king away, and then win the pawn, and then win. All right, nice game, Sphinx. Let's go and watch... this one. Oh, this one's in time trouble too. Wait. Hold on, sorry. Why am I missing? Everybody's in time trouble. I don't know how this works. Okay, this is good. Oh no, it's not. We're watching Sphinx again. Hold on. We gotta get around. Okay, we'll just watch this one with the insane time trouble. Alright, nearly 1,000 players. Looking like we might get an upset here. So black has a bunch of pieces and only one pawn, which is their only hope. They need to push that pawn, but then black could just sack the knight for it, honestly. Or the bishop. Alright, GG's. Let's watch... Who did we just watch? Is anybody playing? Hello? This one? Oh, what did I miss? Sorry. Make the standings bigger. You guys really want this? Fine. Is that better? There's no room for my head. I'm squeezed in between these two things. I'm making it a little smaller. Okay, we have, what was this? What happened? Oh, we had a friggin', like, Benoni. Or what's it called? Whatever the gambit is. The Benko. Is that what it is? I don't know. Lean to the left? I'm trying my best out here, guys. That's not Benko? Well, I don't know what it was. Anyway, there was some kind of a gambit happening. So we have a 1,200 versus a 1,400. Theoretically, decently close in skill, but it would be an upset. It's an equal game so far. Just trying to like see what's happening here. So the problem with black's position right now is the light squared bishop. They need to get that out. Although it does have a pretty nice diagonal along here. Could come out here and pin the knight. Could like do one of these, fianchetto. Ooh, so the problem with this is the knight can come in sort of, it's not a real fork, but look at both of these two, and then white will have the bishop pair, meaning they have both of the bishops. While black would only have one. That would probably be my top choice. Feels like a knight orf without a6. Yeah, I don't know. Old Benoni. But isn't the Benko where they gambit the pawn? Or am I just mixing them up because they both start with B? Anyway. I knew it was the Benoni. Oh, it's B5. Then is it just the like Benoni gambit or is it just the Benoni? I thought the Benoni was when they don't take and they push. I could be wrong though. So it's still an equal game. Black's queen's a little bit in trouble here, but I mean, they could honestly... Do they get trapped if they come up here? They probably get trapped. That's probably too scary. If I only had 2 minutes, I probably wouldn't even calculate that. I'd just drop back, yeah. Because like there's all these squares that are now covered. It's just I don't love it. So the e-pawn is hanging, sort of. white could also just take the D pawn, I think, which is also hanging. And then it's going to get complicated because you have to calculate this. Okay, interesting. They don't even allow it. So now that bishop is just an oversized pawn. Oh, b5 on move 3. Interesting. I clearly, like, never faced that. Ooh, so now white even might be willing to give out the bishop pair here just for the chance to double black's pawns in front of their king. And then with ideas of like bringing the queen in this way after they move the knight. Because the king will be exposed because this pawn will no longer be here. That's probably the idea. Which comes about because you don't have a piece that can recapture that knight. You could probably just like go here and, you know, add more pieces that way and then move your queen down here and get a protector over there. I don't like that the light squared bishop still isn't out. But, you know, we'll do our best. I feel like they're both listening to stream, or those were just both very obvious moves. Okay, yep, that's where I would have gone. So now you'll end up, if they take with this kind of nice pawn center, you can eventually push one of these forward and like trade off this isolated pawn with, or you could just attack the pawn. It depends if you think that their weakness is like worth making a target out of, I guess. Oh, so I think the idea is they want to protect it with a pawn. I'm not quite sure. Oh, they just want to protect this. Yeah, so now white pretty much has to take, I think. They could drop back, but I don't know. They could drop back and you just use it as another attacking piece, or protect this guy, or... Okay, they traded, never mind. This would have been a nice +0 game. Yeah. Still an equal game. Okay, did they go for this plan? They did. So that was probably the wrong one to push because you end up just losing the pawn here. I guess you can pretty easily win it back. Just, I mean, that pawn is a goner. Just go like queen d4 and... Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that one's a little tougher because the knight is attacking. So you have to defend against that pawn. Well, maybe not. Moving forward. Probably just go in front of the pawn. Because the closer that pawn gets, like, the scarier it is. Even though, like, we're theoretically close to winning it back. Yeah, so now the idea is you gotta kick this knight and... Ooh, that's tough. Okay, white missed it. They had a fork. Okay, both players missing things here in the time trouble. Should have taken with the queen there to prevent the fork. Ooh, probably just... Yeah, this is so tough. They have to play b6 or something. They keep blundering this fork. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Wow, look at that. What a crazy end. So you can't attack this because the knight still covers the square and the rook is undefended. That was a crazy one. Okay, we're gonna watch a different game. Let me see. Who have we not seen yet? These two, I think. Okay, we have a 126 rated player versus 899. Were we just watching Rudy before? I don't remember. It's okay. So white is doing pretty well here. About to win this rook on the other side, unless black blocks. But I like that black has gotten their pieces involved in the game. Like it's a little bit, they're a little bit uncoordinated, but they're doing their best. Honestly, on the other hand, like white's piece development is not that great. So we gotta step it up. But I mean, I don't know what happened in this game. Could have been. Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice to everybody here. All right, who else can we watch? We have a 2200 playing? What the heck? How am I meant to commentate this? Your white last game, 1900 rapid, but can't play with low time. Yeah, that's totally fair. Okay, this should be interesting to see how a 2200 blitz player converts this. So black is up a pawn here. Or are they just up a pawn? Yeah, they're just up a pawn. I was curious if it was like the equivalent of a pawn or what the deal was. All right, so 2 attackers on that D pawn. Black, I also think this is super interesting. Preventing this knight from moving, because if it moves, then you get this check, which is really important to, you know, get the king out of there. Wow, just bringing all the pieces to the party. I'm trying to think what I would do here. Going for the queen trade, probably a good idea because you're up a pawn. Although the positioning... I mean, the positioning of white's queen is pretty good. So also, yes, like I was saying. Good on ya. Good job. You're doing the right thing. Also, I might not know what I'm talking about, but sorry, hold on a second. Is there chat on Chess TV that you have to go to Chess TV to see? If that's the case, and you're chatting on Chess TV, I'm sorry, I do not see you. You gotta come to Twitch. I just made that realization like today that might be a thing. Clearly don't really know how this works. Check mod message. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell if those last moves were like just them actually watching or what the deal was, but... Alright, so white's won a pawn here while I was distracted. I would probably try and get this bishop trade happening, although... I mean, now the pawn is kind of... Like, there's kind of a passer here, so you kind of have to keep your queen tied down to defending this pawn, which is unfortunate. Okay, but Sphinx in a little bit of time pressure here. Just has to make some good moves. Good, solid moves. Maybe this isn't good because of something like this. I don't know. Ooh, I probably would have taken with queen. Okay, but I mean, white just, you know, making good solid moves. Why is this so good? You just take and then... Alright, so lost a pawn here, but then White wins this pawn. I'd probably take once and maybe not take again. You gotta defend this guy. Because now they have 2 outside passers, and these two just never beat that if all the pieces get traded off. Because the kings are closer to the center ones. Ooh, interesting. I mean, hey, fair enough. So yeah, no, white should try and trade queens and then use the advantage of their past side pawns to win. Both players now in time trouble. All right, white's really pushing for the passed pawns here, trying to get their knight involved. Probably also moving that so that this might be more of a threat. Okay, attacking. Black moves back. Where's that knight gonna go? Okay, just losing it. Okay, gotta go to b6. Yep, just prevent any forward progress. Now the queen's kind of stuck. Ooh, so now it's just a draw. You just go back and forth. Oh. Oh! No! Oh no! Oh, what a disaster. Oh my goodness, another queen is on the board. What is happening? Okay, and black gets the win. Okay, wasn't it just mate though? You just have... Okay, they would just want to go for the promotion. This is a scary idea. There's no more checks though. Okay, black's conversion technique is a little strange here, but okay. They had mate and won like 3 times. Wow, what a wild game. That was crazy. Wait, is chess in chat? Wait, what is happening? I asked a question to chat and then I didn't look at chat. That was my bad. Wait, but why are the numbers so... I am on Chess TV. Anyway. I was supposed to be. I'm on the schedule. Okay, let's take a look at another game here. Freaking... Who have we not looked at? Chesscom Chris. You are also on the Chess TV? What do you mean also? I already knew that. Alright, we got Boyshak versus Chesscom Chris. When a person goes to homepage, they don't see your stream. Yeah, I wonder why that is, if they're just cycling through or what the deal is. I mean, it's fine, I just... Okay, chess fixed that. My viewers are the same, maybe it'll take a second. Anyway, okay, what's happening here? Alright, white has a nice attack going here, planning to just push pawns and have all their major pieces lined up. Black going for the trade. Ooh, interesting decision here. So do you take this or do you push? You probably can't push yet because of this. Wonder if black's gonna spot that. Alright, black spotted that. I mean, you've opened up the H file, it's probably not so bad. So now the numbers are higher? Okay, good. It's not showing on my end, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not all about the big streamer life. We're just here to have some fun, build community, and okay, let's get back to the commentary. Not trusting mods. It said I have it open on my phone. It says I have 67 viewers. So I don't know. I have a reason not to trust you guys. But again, it's fine. Everything's fine. I usually don't even really look at the viewers when I'm streaming. I just knew that I was going to be on Chess TV, and I saw people talking. Anyway, it's a whole thing, guys. It doesn't matter. Okay. So we have this queen and rook endgame where black is just up a pawn. So white's whole idea needs to be to win the pawn. Cannot take it now because it's defended by the queen. Please, please God, don't take it. Please. Please. I can see this being a problem. So you have to figure out a way to add another attacker to it. But why is it equal now? I'm curious. What did they miss? Oh, really? Oh, because if the queen takes, you take the rook. Wow. I didn't even think about that, and the king can't take because wow. I don't know if I would have found that. I'm glad Boyshak spent his time to find that and think about it. Okay, now it shows 1K viewers. We're there. Yeah, I don't look at the viewers or the chat. It is an iPhone. It's always slower on mobile. Okay, so now it's just an equal game. It's an equal queen endgame, which, you know, unless you're a grandmaster, is probably not that equal at all. But you just have to keep an eye on your hanging pawn. So this is hanging. White could ignore that and go for this guy and get an outside passer. Wait, why is it? Oh, I meant to go here. Anyway. Why did I keep doing that? Oh, so they did exactly what I said. Just ignoring the hanging F pawn. I mean, black probably just has some perpetual here. Right? You just go back and forth, and the king can't get out. I imagine that's why it's a draw. Which is rather unfortunate, because that outside passer, it's like, would have been super annoying. Okay, like I said. They found it. They found it. All right, let's take a look at... I guess I'll just click on somebody random. The random. TTV. Bye, rookie. Thanks for joining. Just got dismantled by the 2300. Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's tough. It's brutal out here. We got everybody from a 100 rated player to 2300 rated player. 23! That's crazy. Alright, so what opening was this? I missed it. Oh, it's a Sicilian. Open Sicilian dragon? I'm like quizzing myself. So giving white the bishop pair, interesting decision. That's, I mean, unless it's theory, that's typically not the move you want to voluntarily play. Although the position is kind of closed, so maybe it doesn't matter as much. So these pawns are locked in the center, meaning that, you know, there's not as much room for the bishops to move. So then in that case, the knights are usually better. But because they're not like completely gridlocked, like it, you know, if this black pawn was up here, that would be a little bit different. But because there's room for these ones to move forward, it could more easily become an open position. Sorry, I hit the mic. Alright, this seems a little... Like, it's fine according to the ender, but this seems a little dangerous. Black could just go for the queen trade here. Actually kind of forcing it in a way. Maybe not quite, but... Could also just drop back. But then I guess the problem is the bishop comes out. And then how do you defend that knight? You don't, because it's not attacked by anything. Obviously. But that knight's on kind of a weird square now. Like, you have to, yeah, that's kind of the idea. You have to defend it, then reroute it, probably, like this. It's all about that dragon, yeah. I've looked into learning the dragon. I know, all I know is that it's a Sicilian where you think out of the bishop. And I think I may have played it a bit before, but I don't think I had very good results with it. Probably because I didn't know what I was doing. You know, fair enough. All right, black needs to get the knight off the edge of the board. I think they're focused on the wrong thing here. I think they need to do one of these. Ooh, yeah, so where that queen is going to go will probably determine the game. Because if you get it stuck somewhere, I mean, you could go here, but then you can never move this knight. And in fact, if you go here, this is probably the move. To force this knight to move, because then you get this move. But okay, that didn't happen, so it doesn't matter. The problem with putting it on this open c-file then is, yes, the rook can come in. And now as soon as this knight moves, then your queen's going to be under attack again. So you're going to have to move your queen again. And then you're losing out on time that you would like to be setting up your own plans and ideas. So I guess probably the best plan is, like, this knight doesn't really have anywhere decent to go. Like, it's not going to move somewhere and, like, attack a rook or something. So you can take this moment where your queen actually isn't under attack to move the knight. Then once the queen moves, or the knight moves, attacking with the rook attacking the queen, then you can move your queen and yada yada. Like, if the knight were to go there and then you take it, and it should be fine. Oh, why is this? I mean, it's still equal, but why is it so bad? Why is white doing so well here? I don't understand. Is it just the bad placement of this knight and they have the bishop here? It's saying it's almost +2. That's crazy. What was wrong with b4? I don't know. Oh, that's probably why it's so bad. Because b4 was a threat to trap the knight. I see. Okay, but now, like, yeah, they've given up their advantage. They should have kept this here, pushed the knight away, and then once the knight, you know, dies a slow and painful death, and then you go here and then you're skewering. You know? Yeah, you've got to do something about this knight. It's attacking the rook. Oh, and snaps it off the board with that sniper bishop. Those dark squares are brutal sometimes. White still does have the bishop here, so it's not over yet. And black's pieces are a little bit misplaced, I will say. But this knight will have a nice home right here. And, I mean, because white is down a rook, you probably just don't want to trade off the bishops for that. Especially because there's still so many pawns on the board. It's not such a... I don't know why they're refusing to go to this nice outpost. It's so nice there. Like, if they trade, you're so happy with that. I don't understand. Famous last... Oh, is that what that emote is? I need to fix that. It does look really bad in dark mode. I need to make that a different color or something. It's so hard to make emotes that look good in both dark mode and light mode. It looks so bad. What the world? It's fine. Okay, what's happening? The night is still grim here on the rim. Okay, so trading everything. Having the bishop pair is not ideal for black. Or white having the bishop pair is not ideal for black. This knight on the rim is not ideal for black. But what black needs to do is get their pieces into the game. They need to stop this pawn from going forward. Which they have just done. They can just win it now. Black won by resignation. Okay. They dropped a bishop. That's okay. Alright, GG's, GG's, GG's. Who have we not looked at yet? I don't think we've seen Royal Owl. Okay. Ooh, 2 900s facing off. This is always an interesting time. So white is winning here. Why? Oh, they're up a piece for a pawn. Looks like they got a piece trapped, it seems. I don't know. Just add a white background? Oh, maybe. Rookie, weren't you going to leave? Oh, by the way, everybody told me to shrink this. Look at that, it's gotten so much longer. Wait, who do you want me to watch? Kate. We watched Sphinx so many times, though. No, I'm gonna go back to the 900 game, and then we'll watch Kate after. Okay. What is happening here? White is still winning because they're up a piece. Okay. They traded off a pair of bishops. Yeah, that's tough. So, I mean, black's best bet here is to take a free pawn and give a check. All right. Okay, black's next best bet here is to get more pieces over there and quickly checkmate them. Don't trade queens here. That's not a great idea. I don't want you to leave. I thought you were going to. And then you're still here. You kept chatting. Okay, I actually kind of prefer black here. I think they have a nice attack going. Maybe it's just because I'm looking at it from black's point of view. I definitely do have that bias. Okay, honestly, if the knight takes here, you freaking sack that damn rook, and then you gotta be winning, right? You have to be. You bring the knight up? I mean, come on. It's not even a sack because it's pinned. But even if it wasn't pinned, I would still sack it. Anyway. All right, lining up on the A file. This looks good. Problem with black's position here is they are both in time pressure. No, I'm happy with that move, actually. But black does need to do something about this rook aiming down the G file, though. I think castling is probably best, even though it's a little spooky because you've got these open files. Okay, so black's just going all in, but the problem is they're going to lose this pawn, and then their position starts to fall apart because they can't get the rook in time. And honestly, I would rather let the queen think that she can take that, because then if she takes that, you bring a rook in, and it's GG's. Okay, the dark squares are kind of weak around the king now, but it's still fine. And then you push b5, maybe? Oh, maybe not, because you hang the c-pawn. But you give a check? Oh, maybe you give a check? Sure. Takes. Forcing the queen. You just gotta get rid of this b-pawn and open up some open files. Oh my gosh, and the eval swings. They keep missing this check. I think that would have been a little bit better. You can't trade queens here, but they're down to 5 seconds. It's a little scary. You gotta move, Owl, you gotta move! Alright. Not an ideal move, but you're gonna win this pawn next anyway. So now you're only down 1 point of material. And at 900, anything can happen. So I'm not convinced that either of them will win this game. To me, this is equal. I know the eval says otherwise. But like you start trading off knights and then, oh, they won on time. That's too bad. It's so hard in time pressure. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, Kate is winning. We've also watched so much Boyshak today. Yeah, it's so hard. You have 3 seconds. Even with the increment, it's just brutal. Okay, so both players down to 2 minutes, so not too bad here. They're playing so fast. What is it with 1500s and just like playing out of their minds? Okay, so Kate needs to avoid the draw here. Which is easier said than done, honestly. Yeah, like how do you avoid this? It's probably like this, and then you move, and then they check, and then you can get out this way. I mean, even right away when she played that move, Engine was saying that it was like a draw. You gotta block with the rook. I think that's the only way. So then your king can just get out of this net. Alright, I hope they're not listening. I won't get too much more specific. See, now the checks are harder because the king has more places to run. Currently on my grind to 2000 at 1920, it was at 1960, but do you have any advice for the specific range? Why does it keep doing this? Oh, 2000 plus rapid makes sense. What was I saying? Oh, the like 1900 range, it's difficult. That's where my longest plateau was. I hit 1900, I dropped back down to like the upper 1800s for I think like 5 months, honestly. And then it's really just a matter of playing like very disciplined chess. Like the thing that got me from like mid 1900s like to finally reach 2000 was the playing 1 game a day, win or lose, which is really tricky, but like that's honestly like the best advice I can give. And then you just have to find the holes in your play. It's actually once you get above 2000, you realize that this whole, like, 200 point range is actually quite similar. Wojciech doing his best to draw this here. This is expert play. I wonder if black will run out of checks soon. Wait, have they already? Nope, they have one more. Yeah, I don't know what it is about 1900. It's almost like some psychological thing where your brain is like making you not believe that you can actually get to that next level or something. I don't know. It's very weird. This is crazy. The whole like last minute off of both of these clocks of this game has just been black trying their best, trying their darndest to check the white king into oblivion. But I think black might have finally run out of checks. And then white starts getting them. He told me what got him there was switching his mentality to convince himself he was over 2000. That is actually very true. I think I have... I think I've done something similar, honestly. Checkmate. All right. Well done. All right, who have we not seen? Let's check out Ranforsh. We're just watching... Okay, it's fine. How much time is left? We have 10 minutes left in this arena. Okay. Have we gotten through everybody? I think we watched everybody. Wait, did we actually watch the 2300? Wait. Oh, they're not playing. Never mind. Okay, let's watch this game. This king is on quite the walk here. You can probably just check with the rook even. Or the bish. Boop. Boop. GG. Wow, nice play here from Royal Owl, just trying to trade off pieces. I think that's a trap that a lot of people fall into, is just like, oh, is there mate? I think there's mate. Like when you're up in the material, I think it's hard to remember that if you just trade down material, like if you trade off a rook, you trade off what's it called? You trade off pieces, is what I'm trying to say. I completely like lost my train of thought here. Ooh, this is the line I looked at with Nate. Let's see. Okay, so this is the wrong move. As you'll see in the thumbnail today, incorrect. But let's take a look at a different game, maybe. I mean, this is fine. You know what I didn't plan for? We should do some giveaways. We could do some ChessCom membership giveaways at the end of all this. So stick around. We will do a random giveaway. We'll do diamond, gold, and what's the other one? We'll do three membership giveaways for monthly memberships to chess.com. Platinum. Why do I always forget that one? At the end of all this. So it won't be in like order of like 1, 2, 3. It'll just be, we'll do a random number generator. So if you would like to be in for the giveaway, you need to join the tournament now. You have 7 minutes and 39 seconds, 38, 37. You just need to play one game. I just need your name on this list. Yes, thank you for the join thingamadoo. Do you have to win? Nope, you just have to at least play one game. You just have to try. And honestly, oh my gosh, so many people just started games. That's crazy. Okay, what's happening in this London game? I'm always rooting for the London. Wait, how did this pawn get doubled? What in the heck? Why are we taking like this? Oh, this is fine. Yeah, I like this. You want to be taken so you can undouble your pawns here. And now castling might not even be the best idea. It might even be to like move your king up like this. I'm not completely sure that's right, but... Because like if you castle, then you're just kind of locked in here. Okay, so I think both players forgot that the queen actually holds on to this, but... Possibly a better move would to be like giving the queen check here. So I wouldn't take this. I would probably push it and then drop the bishop back. Like that. Although your bishop's kind of trapped in, but I mean, you know. Now it's one of these like bathtub formations. Isn't that what it's called? Okay, we have some new people in here. Let's take a look. Jerome with the white pieces. Giving a check. Alright, black. Oh, you can just take this, by the way. Now you should take it, yep, and then you gotta slide this over and pray. Even though it's mate in 6, apparently. Alright, Prage. Yep, discovered attack by the rook. I mean, black still needs to be careful not to get mated here. But I think if you keep giving checks, you should be alright. You could also just, like, push this pawn and there's nothing. But, or that. Go for the trade. I feel so stuck in this little box on the screen. Oh, they draw... Okay. The rook. Alright, GG's. Let's see what else. Who else have we not looked at? We have 4 minutes left. None of you guys are playing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, this is great. Alright, E4 opening. We have a 1400 versus a 1700. We have a Carl Khan, I believe. Hello, new chatters. Oh, I missed moves here. Okay, yeah, I know that's the best move. Takes, and then knight out, and then you reinforce, and then bishop comes out. So it's a kind of a gambit. But can you not force this bishop away? Like, takes, and then, like, check. Like, that's how I would imagine the opening goes. But I don't know for sure. There's 3 minutes left in this tournament. I don't know if this game is actually going to finish, but we'll end on this one. Yeah, see, because now they can defend this. So where's the rub, as they say? How do you win that pawn back? This is why I don't like gambits. What if you just can't win the pawn back? You know? I've never understood them. They're just not my style. But hey, to each his own. Oh, now you go up to the e-pawn, probably? Like queen c7? Like, white feels so much better here. Oh wait, but you can't do that because the bishop covers. You just gave up another pawn. I mean, to be fair, the few times I played gambits on stream, it actually hasn't gone too bad for me. Yeah, it's technically not a gambit, by the way. It's the Caro-Kann. But there was a pawn gambit involved. Because now white is up 2 pawns. Maybe this is no longer a gambit, but rather a mistake. The Caro-Kann gambit. It's very anti, or what's the word? It's not what you think of when you think of the Caro-Kann, is it? Yeah, was this like interesting? I'm curious. Because if takes, then you win this. Seems... I guess it's a little bit counterintuitive because you're bringing the queen closer to your king. Man, there's no way this game finishes. Like, black should just wait it out here. Just based on the rules of the arena. You just run out of time in the game of boards. Everyone swears up and down that the early c5 is the way to avoid theory, and then this. Alright. GG's, everyone. Good games. Well done to J Mastermind, who got 23 points. And in second place, Kate with 13 points. And The Random with 12 points. Let's do a hashtag random number generator. We will see who gets a diamond membership, who gets a plat, and who gets a gold. Is that the order? Lost 30 elo? Oh, that's too bad. I always do that too. I join arenas, I lose elo, and then I just go play more chess. Also, guys, stick around even if you were not participating because we're going to continue. Whoa. That looks weird. We're going to continue reacting to my 0 to 2000 video, which I posted a year ago today. All right. I'm just gonna go full cam to figure this out. Okay, random number generator. And how many do we have? It was 16, but some were tied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 21. All right. We have 3 giveaways happening today from our tournament. To start off with, the winner... Wait, is the gold one the smallest one? Gold, plat, diamond, yeah. The winner of the gold membership, drumroll please, is... Whoa, number 1. What are the odds? Okay, J Mastermind, would you like a gold membership? Doesn't look like you have a membership at all, so I will assume that's a yes. Let me pull up a note so I remember this. Gold. Congratulations, J Mastermind 15. Nice. 2 wins today. Winning the tournament and winning the membership. All right. The winner of the Platinum membership, drumroll please, goes to number 8. Who's number 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pawn Power Simon. The 2300. Oh, he's a diamond member. Okay, we're gonna go next. If you already have a membership, well, unless, are you in chat, Simon, and would you like it? You got about 5 seconds to claim it, but otherwise, if people already have memberships, GG. I'm not seeing a Simon in chat. All right. The random. If I could get it, you can go give it to Boy Shack. Okay. Drumroll again. The winner of the, what was it? Plat membership? Number 19. 21, wait, hold on. I'm just going to count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 19. Ben A. Aronson. Oh, I just mispronounced this. Another diamond member. Ben, would you like the membership? The Plat membership for 1 month. These are 1-month memberships, by the way, guys, to chess.com. Oh, Boy Shack already has one. All right, Ben, you've got about 30 seconds to tell me if you would like it, but you already have a diamond one, so I'm assuming you're probably good. Would you like to keep it or give it to the next person? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Not seeing any Bens in chat. All right. For the 3rd time, the winner of the Plat membership. Wait. Goes to 16. All right, who is 16? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Pencil Architect. Yep, I did read that correctly. Okay, I'm not seeing a membership. We're going to give you a Plat membership. Okay, sounds good, though, random. Plat. We have Pencil Architect. Okay. Can I close this tab? Okay, perfect. And finally, the winner of the Diamond membership goes to number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sphinx, I believe. Diamond member. Would you like a month for free, or would you like to pass it to the next person? Do we have a Sphinx in chat? Armando. If I don't see you in chat very shortly, we will pass it to the next person. Yeah, everybody's rolling in these diamond memberships. Not seeing a Sphinx. Oh yeah, sorry, it was this person. SPHXPHX. Anybody? Oh, you can see if they already have it. I didn't even notice that. And oh, they have the little, oh, that's crazy. Okay, we're gonna draw again for the diamond membership. Number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Zeta? Wait, they don't have a membership. Okay. Wait, I can tell it from the list. The 2,200 that played. All right. Finally, we found one. Zeta Jorge. Jorge Herrera. Did I get that right? How's my Spanish? All right. We have Zeta. With the gold. Or I mean the diamond. I'm trying to get back on my Spanish grind. It's like the only language I think I have a chance in. I'm doing my Duolingo very diligently. By which I mean I've done it like twice in the last week. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to Spanish Road to 2000. Oh my gosh, Spanish Road to like being able to talk to somebody fluently. Guys, I took Spanish all throughout like elementary school, middle school, high school. I took 1 or 2 years of Spanish in college. I cannot speak Spanish for the life of me. I don't know what it is. I think my brain is just like not cut out for like learning other languages, or it's the fact that I just retook like beginner Spanish like 17 times. But you know, I know it better than any other language except for English, so that's probably my only bet to be bilingual at a certain point. Learn Portuguese. I think Spanish and Portuguese are kind of similar in their like structures in some words, right? Okay, let's go back to this. So if you did not see, this is why I should have planned this better. We are halfway through this video. See you, Boy Shack. We're gonna finish watching this video. So if you're just joining, by the way, this is my 1-year anniversary of posting this video on YouTube, which I think a majority of people, this is how they have found me, is because this video went a little bit viral in the chess world. And it was the first video I ever posted on YouTube exactly a year ago today. Before the arena, we were watching through it and talking about behind the scenes stuff. Now we've got a little bit more time. We're going to finish watching it and reacting and talking about anything you want. Also, this is the time for Q&A. I will look in the Discord too and answer questions after this. But if you have questions, I can even just pause and answer them. It's going to be pretty chill. Pretty chill, pretty casual. More of a just chatting stream than a chess stream.
Every single day.
Okay, let's start this chapter.
And I finally broke 1600.
This is my favorite song to come out of it. Yeah, you can go ask questions in the Discord, in the Q&A channel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we were laughing about this before the arena.
Finally! Oh my gosh! About 2 weeks later, I was at 1700. Let's go. Well,
what is this little shadow?
I guess we're 1700 now. 10 days later, I made it to 1800. Oh, okay.
Man, I feel like my cropping skills are so bad.
One blunder and it's
also
done.
My mouse
is
pink.
I'll take it.
I forgot about
those,
that.
I guess. I was so scared. I thought I had such a terrible position.
Yeah, this was crazy. I still don't really know how I did that.
What changed? Why did my performance
came back
suddenly
from a break,
skyrocket? Was I really that much stronger, or did the number just catch up with my actual skill level? Honestly, I don't know. There were probably a lot of factors that went into it. Returning from a short break made me see positions with fresh eyes. This was also probably one of the most disciplined periods I've ever had in chess. Puzzles and games and books every single day. I was also taking more time to study openings and drilling those lines by playing faster time controls. Blitz and Bullet taught me the importance of having safe moves ready to go if I wasn't sure what to do.
True, I'm a very slow player.
The main thing, I was learning to be intentional about my thought process. Gone were the days of one-move blunders. On every move, I asked myself what my opponent wanted and looked for forcing moves. Super basic stuff, but it made a difference.
Okay.
Since I was more comfortable with
that, might just be like me like bloviating for the script. That sounded like so philosophical, and I feel like I still struggle with that stuff. What was I talking about? I was being intentional about my thought process. I mean, sure. I guess more so than when I was like 1500, but man, I don't remember that I got so like philosophical during the script writing of this thing. Did you have smaller goals or checkpoints like reach 1500 in X months or gain 100 elo in certain days? So what I did in like, it was like May of 2022 when I was around 1500 is I sat down and I mapped out how much elo I would have to gain per week to get to 2000 by the time like a year had passed, or by the time 2 years had passed since I had opened my chess.com account. And it came out to like 10.5 points of elo a day. Or a week, sorry. Obviously, that's an average, and that did not happen every week. A lot of times I lost elo during the week, but sometimes, like we just saw, I gained a lot of elo during the week, and then the numbers like kind of got all wonky. So I will say, like, I did that, but I didn't really hold myself to it. It was more just like, is this possible? At that point, a little bit further out, and then I was like, okay, it is. And I think, yeah, putting the pressure on myself to like reach a certain checkpoint in a certain amount of time wasn't really there. It just kind of happened naturally. Luckily. I know it's not always that easy. Yeah, it was really about like not wasting time, I think is a huge thing. Because it's like if you just play, like under 1200, just playing will get you to 1200 pretty much. Like you need to learn some stuff, but for the most part, under like 1000 to 1200, like you just need to play a lot of games to get that experience. But after that, you need to actually put in the work and like do opening study and, you know, learn your end games, learn more specific theory type of stuff. And then also the main thing was like looking back at my mistakes, which I think I talked about in this video, and try not to make those same mistakes again.
The positions I was getting, I got to spend more time thinking about long-term plans. Long-term meant my games were usually equal for the first 20 or 30 moves.
Okay, this game
I maneuvered my pieces through the middle game, traded down, and often found myself in the end game. Especially in the 1800 range, this is where my games
I couldn't let
were
the
falling
knight
apart.
because the pawn would get through. Oh yeah, endgames.
There are endgame positions that are theoretically solved, meaning that if both sides play perfectly, either a win or a draw is guaranteed. There are also endgame specific tactics that can turn an equal game into
the hard part is
losing
just
one
actually putting
with
in
just one wrong king move.
Putting in the work.
I got a new book and started studying.
This is the shot that has ruined my
ideas.
life. This shot right here. Kamryn, just flip it around so people can see the titles of the books. So you don't have hundreds of people in your comments saying, what books did you read? Because I show books, but I don't actually show what books they are. If I could go back and change one thing, it would be this shot. Oh my word. And like I was saying before the arena, like the fact of the matter is, I didn't really read that many books. Like when I started going to club, I would borrow books occasionally from one of the guys there who just had a bunch of them. But they were mostly like opening books, and it wasn't like something where I was like, man, once I read this like one tactics book or this one like calculation book, my rating just shot through the roof. It was never anything like that. I learned everything from YouTube videos. That's literally it. And then just like taking my mistakes into consideration. Why are your videos so high quality? I was a film student. It's actually funny because like I have this on such a huge screen that it looks really bad. Like I feel like it's really grainy, but I say I was a film student. My major was communication, but I took like 2 film classes. So, close enough.
Made me more confident. I knew that I might be able to draw a game even if I was down a pawn, and I was seeing strategies for the first time that I probably should have learned months before. True. Still, I spent about 6 weeks at 1800 before I made my next breakthrough.
Like you can see it in like my mouth movements here, I feel like. They're just not very clear.
It's just too easy. It's too easy! This was it. I knew I was on the home stretch. I was really happy with my fast progress.
I'm surprised how much of this
I felt kind of like a 22-year-old prodigy. I was on top of the world. And then
2 days ago, I finally hit 1900, and then I promptly dropped about 45 points, and now I'm back down in the 1850 range. I kept just saying like, okay, just one more game, like I'll stop as soon as I win, and I just could not win. I lost like 5 or 6 games in a row.
Fallen soldier.
And
we've all been there.
That wasn't the worst of it. I dropped all the way back down to 1775 in the next 3 days.
This was brutal.
I was frustrated.
You see these like little like, this was one day, this was one day, this was one day. Like 3 of those days in a row. Oh, it hurt so much. It was so sad. Cause I had just hit 1900, bro, and I was like, I'm a prodigy. And then I got hit with a bus that, as it was hitting me, said, no, psh, you're not. You're just like everyone else. You're gonna tilt and lose. It sucks, man.
With myself, and I realized that I still had a long way to go before I was ready to reach my goal, both in my thought process and my skills.
But that's all just mental. You gotta know when to stop.
I started to be a lot stricter.
That's why the
about
1
my
game a
chess
day
time.
rule is like so
I limited
important
myself
for me
to
now.
3 rapid games a day, since I knew
3.
anything beyond that would burn me
I'm
out.
gonna do 3, honestly.
Often, I ended up playing only 1 or 2. Even though my rating stagnated at the 1800 range for the next few weeks, I knew I was improving. I traveled out of town to a tournament for the first time where I got a major upset win.
Okay, let me tell you the story of this upset win. Hold on, I'm gonna close my window. I'll be right back. There's like a road right outside my window, and it's dark out. I feel like the lights are just like a spotlight, like I'm in a fishbowl. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, okay, so the story of this, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, this has got to be my favorite chess story. This was like my Queen's Gambit moment. So I drive 3 hours to this tournament. I've never met anybody there. I don't know them. I live in a pretty rural area, generally, in like Midwest America, where there's just not a huge chess community. And so I drive 3 hours to this tournament. I get there. It's like a 1-day tournament. Same club where I played the recent one, the games we went over with Nate Solon. And the first round, I am given the pairing. I'm at board 1. As not the higher rated seed, but within the Swiss system, the lower rated seed against a 1900 rated player. I was at the time like, I don't know, like 1200-ish USCF. So I was freaking terrified. And the thing about this club is that at the first board, they have a board that will broadcast it onto the internet at their top board. So I just felt like the spotlight was on me. Also, there's the factor of like, I'm pretty much the only woman at this tournament, and I like all the guys kind of know each other, and I'm like the new kid on the block. So there was all of this. And so, yeah, USCF 1900. I go and play this game. It's like a pretty equal game. I think I had the black pieces. It's like a D4 opening, kind of like a, I don't really know what it was. Or what it was called. Anyway, sorry, I'm like just trying to visualize the position now. I, if you watched the stream before, am a very slow player. And so we very slowly got into time trouble. It was a 45-minute game. There was a 5-second delay. We got down very low on the clocks, and we were the last game to finish. So this entire tournament, there's like, 30, 40 people there, are gathered around this top board where me and the top player at the tournament are playing this game, trying to finish it up with the 5-second delay. And I managed to squeak out the win in like this weird, like sort of end game. And the way it was won, I think, was he made an illegal move and then he just resigned. He was very gracious about it, by the way. We're still like friends to this day. Like we play games on chess.com. But like just to and then I looked like I was like in the zone. Like I had the horse blinders on. As soon as like the game was finished, and I was like, it all like came flooding into me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I won. How did I win this? And I look up and there's like this whole crowd of people gathered around, and it was so crazy. It was literally my Queen's Gambit moment. It was super cool. And then I lost the next round, so it didn't last for long. Got slapped again with, hey, you gotta be humble. But it was fun while it lasted. So yeah, this was what they were talking about. Some amazing upsets. That was me. That was all me. Just saying. There was another upset too, but
I knew my playstyle was getting stronger. The content I was consuming changed around this time too. Outside of pure entertainment, the intermediate and advanced content I was interested in involved long lectures and a lot of repetition and memorization. It was a long journey.
Those are all videos
with a lot of ups and
rewatched
downs.
so many times.
I had a few more disappointing losing streaks. Every time I had to mentally reevaluate what I was doing. I set more achievable goals like avoiding time trouble and kept at it. The games were being decided by closer and closer margins. I realized that often I was just shuffling my pieces, waiting around to be attacked, instead of initiating an attack myself. I worked on being more aggressive, sometimes at the cost of my own defense. My games were getting messier, but that's the kind of experience.
This was brutal. Where's my... Hold on.
Experience I needed. My games were getting...
I thought, okay, here's my thought. Bishop takes queen. And then I take this pawn, and this pawn can't take back because it's pinned by the bishop. Checkmate. Obviously. Do I have FIDE ratings? I don't have a FIDE rating. My USCF is like 1550 right now, something like that. I'm trying to play more tournaments this year, but yeah, there's just not a lot of FIDE tournaments where I live. But anyway, the bishop takes, rook takes, and the game doesn't end. And then I see that the bishop can block, and I've just lost my queen for absolutely nothing. Yeah, it was brutal.
Messier. But that's the kind of experience I needed. I needed to see the winning ideas hidden in a complex position. You don't hear that checkmate noise and you're just like, I needed to fight. And finally, I fought my way back.
Actually humbled now.
This time, I knew I was ready to push through those final 100 points. I was down to 1, maybe 2 games a day. And I was winning a lot.
Look at that win streak.
I knew I could pull myself out of the valleys and finally make it to my goal. I just needed to be patient and disciplined. I had another out-of-town tournament in early February 2023, and then I took about a week off from studying. I learned from my tournament that my openings were more than solid, but I was often struggling to convert winning positions later in the game. When I got back down to business, I changed up my routine just a little. I aimed for 3 scores of 30 in 3-minute Puzzle Rush to start off a study session. Then I played one single game, analyzed it, and went to my physical board to practice more difficult calculation puzzles. Again, taking a short break was the reset I needed. I could feel myself playing better than I ever had before. I was spotting aggressive sacrifices and forcing my opponents to respond to my threats.
I remember this.
Even down a few pawns or pieces, I didn't give up.
This was nice.
All of my hard work was finally paying off. One game at a time, I was inching closer and closer to my goal. Finally, the big day arrived. I knew I was one game away from reaching 2,000. But my nerves and the time got the best of me, and I couldn't pull it off.
I made it, I missed it. Sad. I've been thinking like the whole day, like, all right, today's the day, and then I just like lost the first game, and then I played again.
I was so determined that today was the day that I broke my 1 game a day rule and kept playing. I was playing out of my mind. I worked my way back up to 1 game away, and then I gave it everything I had.
All right. This part's so dramatic.
The key is to play the first moves like it's blitz.
There's only so many zooms you can do with this one camera angle.
My opening knowledge and tactical vision combined to win me material from my opponent's early mistakes.
I almost wish this game would have gone a little longer.
Wait.
But I mean,
I was
happy.
I was about to win a rook in exchange for a knight on move 10. But instead of giving up his rook, my opponent made an even bigger blunder.
Yeah, moves, you came back at exactly the right time. Oh my gosh, my face. Just pure bliss. I cried. I'm not even gonna, like, I sat there in front of the camera. I didn't include it, but I literally sat there and like talked through like, just like rambling. Cause I was so happy for like 5 minutes. And then I watched it back and I was like, I don't want to put this on the internet. So I just included this clip. But oh my God, I get teary watching it. This made me so happy. It was just like this goal I'd had for so long, and it actually happened, and like just knowing all the work I put in, man.
At the end of the day, it's just a meaningless number on a screen. But that number was the result of all the long hours I'd spent improving my chess over the last 2 years.
True.
My perseverance had paid off. I had proved to myself that if I set my mind to something, if I put in the work, I could achieve something that was truly impressive. And I was really, really happy.
Thanks, Jordy.
Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'll be posting a lot more instructional chess content for beginners and intermediate players.
Yeah, little did I know. Jeez Louise. Where this would go from here. Wow, we did it. Why is the timer still up? So yeah, that was posted a year ago today. And I mean, good grief. Like, look how far we've come. My camera quality's better. But more importantly, like, this video has just been this launching pad for connecting me with so many different people all around the world, like doing collabs, like doing other content, going on podcasts, like connecting with chess.com, all of these things. It's really crazy. And I, like, at the end of the day, I just want to say, like, thank you to those of you who have stuck with me ever since seeing this video. Or, I mean, I think this is how a lot of people found me. And I'm grateful for anybody who stuck around. How many of those views are yours? After I posted it, I didn't really watch it that much. Like, I don't think I don't remember the last time I watched it. No, you know what? The last time I watched it was before I went on Dan's podcast, Daniel Lona's podcast, because I knew he would ask me about it, and I didn't remember it very well. So whenever I make some kind of an appearance that is, like, related to the video in some way, I'll usually rewatch it, but... Yeah, now I gotta think about getting titled. Okay, let's do a quick Q&A. I'll look in the Discord. Oh, and we also had one on YouTube. Let me find... I think there is one on YouTube that responded to my thing. Just a... Excuse me, quick Q&A. Feel free to ask any in chat as well, or again, join the Discord and ask in there. I will definitely see it if you do that. Is it here? Oh, what PC setup are you making videos and streaming on? Guys, I am using a Dell laptop. That, you know what, it's fighting for its life every day. It's trying its best. I've got like 17 USB things plugged into it, and it's just, you know what? It's struggling. Okay, we got some Q&A questions. Oh, somebody asked this a really long time ago, back in like July. What's the story behind the shot of the server pictures and the YouTube icon? So this... Oh, should I change the thing to just chatting? It's probably fine. I took those pictures outside of a movie theater. I was doing like a fun photo shoot. The red profile of me. I have a whole bunch of them. But I just recently changed my Twitter profile picture, but I'm afraid to change the YouTube one because I feel like the red is like very recognizable now. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any plans on attempting to become a title player from Caleb? So, yeah, I would love that. I think I like to take goals in like smaller steps, if that makes sense. Oh, I see there's questions in chat. I'll scroll back up. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So like right now, my next goal is with my over the board rating, obviously. Getting that to 2,000 would make me a USCF expert. So that is like my first like being titled goal. It's not titled enough to play in Title Tuesday, I don't think, but you know. And then, you know, we'll kind of go from there. I think if I can start playing in FIDE rated tournaments, that will help. But my over the board play at this point is just a little bit inconsistent, both in the way that I'm like playing chess. Like I play very inconsistently, but also the opponents that I get. Like my last tournament, I played everybody from like a 700 rated player to a literal 2,000 rated player. So it's just all over the place. So yeah, it's definitely in the cards. It's definitely like my next focus, I think, but I don't really have a set like time period that I would like to get it in. Let me see what's happening in chat. Do you recommend playing shorter time controls to improve at rapid, or just stick to rapid? So I think if you have a problem with, like I did, playing too slowly, I think shorter time controls can help with time management. And also, I think it's worth playing Blitz to test out new openings. That's what I found. Or practice new openings. I get like experience in those positions. And it's also just like fun. So I'd say if you're struggling with time management on the being too slow side, like playing Blitz and Bullet is definitely the way to go. Because it just teaches you to make a move, like make any move that will not lose the game. Okay, back to the Discord. How do you speed up, is it Jitin? Jitin? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. My question is, how do you speed up calculation in the middle game in a Blitz game at the high elos? Your opponents play a lot of theory, so you need to play one of very few moves not to lose outright. Oh, you were J Mastermind. You won the arena, what's it called? Congratulations. So, how do you speed up calculation in the middle game? I think a lot of that is practice and also knowing the time, being able to know the moments where you need to spend time calculating and also knowing the moments where you shouldn't. So a lot of that is recognizing forcing moves. So if you have any checks, captures, I like to limit it to those two because like threats, like what does that even mean? But if you have any of those, I think it's worth taking the time to like calculate a few lines deep. If your opponent has any of those, I think it's worth it as well. And then, yeah, like I said, literally just practice. And like I said, evaluation is like it's such a big part of that. I'm also not great at calculation, but at a certain point, you just have to make a move, especially in faster time controls. But if you have a concrete line and you can see it all the way to the end, I mean, there you go. What textbooks do you think helped you the most in improving? Or what kind of training? Yeah, so I was talking about chess books before, and the answer is like I used a lot of YouTube videos. And so, okay, the way that I used many YouTube videos is like, okay, for example, an openings video. I would sit down, I would set my computer or my phone next to me with the video playing, and then I would have a chessboard in front of me because I was trying to make those tactile connections. So I would play the video, it would like say, okay, you go here, 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 and here. And then I'd pause the video, play that line out on my board, and then play it. And then if, they went back and said, and if they do this, you have to do this, pause it, play the moves out on my board, like reset the pieces wherever they needed to be. So I had that like tactile movement, not tactical, just to make that connection a little bit clearer. So that's how I used it for like openings, and same with like endgame stuff. As far as specific books, like I'm trying to think. I really hate that I don't have a good answer to that at this point. In my like second or third YouTube video, it's like a Q&A one, and I'm wearing a yellow shirt in the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure. I answered the book question, and I give a like pretty decent list of books that helped me. I can't remember any of them off the top of my head, except the 100 Endgames You Must Know, which I still have not finished, so yeah. Oh, but right now I'm working through Winning Chess Strategies, I believe it's called. I think that's what it's called. Let me go get it. Hold on, 1 second. No, I was wrong. I think Winning Chess Strategies is on my list of what I want, but this one is Chess Tactics from Scratch, which I'm borrowing from a club member, and I need to take it back to them this week. So I need to finish it this week. It's probably not going to happen. Winning chess strategies. I think that's got to be a Silman book, right? It's like at the top of my list. That's why I was thinking that one instead of this one. What in your opinion is the most overrated and most underrated sources of learning chess that is being used today? From Juan, aka Village Idiot in the Discord. Most overrated. I think books. Okay, let's talk some more about books. I think my answer to this is books, but I don't think that books are bad. I think people use them too much when they should just be playing games. Oh, also going along with that is going through master games. I think below the 1800 level, unless you have a coach or somebody walking you through the master games, I think just reading a book that has Botvinnik's best, however many games. I never found that to be very helpful, and maybe it helps other people, but it's just sounds to me so time consuming when you could be using that time on something that is a little bit more directly applicable to your own chess. So if I were to use a book, I would rather it be on something that has to do with testing my calculation and actually practicing the calculation, or teaching me an opening or something with the end game. So I think the game collection books I would consider more on the side of if you have somebody to talk you through it, or if it's well written, I guess that makes sense, but I think it's just a little too time consuming, in my opinion. Most underrated sources of learning, videos. Especially my video. No. I learned so much just by watching a lot of YouTube videos. And maybe that's overrated, but it also depends on the videos you watch, because I think watching a lot of videos is more on the entertainment side of things. So you have to pick the right videos, but watching, and I think the key is re-watching videos. So I have a few that, for example, I can think of a few off the top of my head. There's Daniel Naroditsky's Endgame series. I haven't caught up to the most recent ones he's done, but I for a while he had a series going of specifically pawn endgames. I watched and rewatched those so many times, and those were my go-to right before a tournament, just to refresh my memory of these pawn endgames. Hanging pawns, yes, also very good. Yeah, I can think of a couple off the top of my head that I learned a ton from those opening theory videos from Hanging Pawns. There's lessons that Eric Rosen did lessons with Andrea Botez, I don't know, a year or two ago. I think there's 3 of those videos that are each an hour long that I would cycle through, learning London theory. I'm trying to think what else. There's the occasional old Gotham chess 10-minute opening video that I would go back to. It's a little below my level at this point, but for a while those were really good to just keep refreshing my memory. So yeah, I think videos. Sorry, I feel all of my answers to these are super long and rambly, but I hope it's helping out. Yeah, Danya's speedruns are also very good. See, and with those, when I watch speedrun videos, I like to find ones that are in an opening that I'm struggling with, so I can sort of see how a stronger player thinks about middle game plans. How did you push through, from Jordy, how did you push through periods where you didn't have motivation and where you didn't feel like doing chess? How were you able to stay motivated and focused in these periods? So I would say these I'm obsessed with chess, if you can't tell. So these periods didn't come up a lot. When they did come up was usually after tournaments or after I was tilted. And genuinely the best advice I have for my past self is just take a break, take 2 or 3 days off of chess, not doing anything chess related. It usually helps your mind sort of refresh itself and get rid of all the like for me, I was just like intaking a lot of information a lot of times during these periods. So that sort of helped flush everything out. Yeah, just taking breaks and then coming back with a better mental. Again, obviously easier said than done. But playing chess every day for the longest time, and then once you get on tilt and you're just losing day after day, like that's when you know you need a break. Okay, building on the previous question was, I play slower just like you and usually get advantage by squeezing the advantage gradually, which is inevitable due to my openings, Botvinnik English and King's Indian. When I analyze my games, it's dead even 30-35 moves deep, and you can't punch easily at that point, as you usually have 30 seconds left each. Are there any ways to optimize your strategy, even though your opening doesn't support shorter time controls? Practice is good for mistakes, but this is inherent structural time issue. Yeah, I mean, that's just a problem, I think, with, like, playing the slower openings, which I get a little bit with the London and the French, because they often end up being more positional. So I think that comes into just like going back to videos. If you can find videos of grandmasters playing your opening, see what their typical middle game plans are, I think that helps a lot. So you just have like an idea and like a few like general moves floating around of like, okay, it'd be nice if I could get my knight to the d5 square or whatever it happens to be. I think that helps. So then the idea is that you're still reacting to your opponent's moves and responding to your opponent's moves. And Jordy, I'll get to you in a second. But if they like make a move that doesn't affect your plan, then you can just quickly play it, and then you don't get in as much time trouble, if that makes sense. So just having like general ideas of the middle game plans will help you speed up. And then if it gets tactical, like hopefully you'll just have the time, I guess. It's just hard. I mean, faster chess is inherently just, that's the reality of it. It's just more difficult. Also, Puzzle Rush helps a lot because it helps you see those moments where where there's a tactic available. Helps you sort of keep your radar going. And then if you're always just looking for those checks, and yeah, you'll find the tactics eventually. But I totally get the struggle with playing slower openings, and you're just sort of playing this maneuvering game. You don't really have time to calculate if like, okay, is this the right moment to break with the pawn, or should I wait, or should I just crash open with a knight sacrifice, or like what should I do? So yeah, that's all I got. I know it's a struggle. I definitely get that. So, okay, Jordy asks, what if the break turns into weeks or months? I've never had this issue because I think a huge part of it is I've got a chess club and I have motivation to beat the guys at my chess club. And I like that external motivation helps. So like having somebody who's keeping you accountable, even if it's not directly, it's like, well, I don't want to lose to that middle school kid again. So I'm going to study and I'm going to get better so I can win. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's a personality thing too, because I have a very obsessive personality. So taking a break was the hard part for me, and I like was chomping at the bit to get back into it. But if you're the type of person who's a little bit more like restless personality, if that makes sense, like you like chess and you want to get better at chess, but the sitting down and actually doing it part is hard. I think just like you just got to make a schedule for yourself and like set alarms and like stick to it. If you want to be improving, like sticking to that every day, setting aside actual time to do that in your day, in your calendar. And then when you have to take a break, you have to set a day that you're like, okay, I'm going to come back this day. And if you have an accountability person that you can like say, hey, make sure I'm like back online this day, that would be nice too. Yeah, dude, the middle school kids are brutal. They're crazy. Oh, man. My first ever tournament, I lost, I think in the first round, to like the top middle school player in my state. And I was like, what the heck? How am I out here losing with the Albin counter gambit or whatever I was playing at that point? Like, I don't understand. There's so many good kids. We have an 8-year-old now in our state who's like He's amazing. He's like top 20 in the state or something like that. It's wild, these little kids, they just pick it up so fast. I almost last time we played each other in a tournament, it was a no increment time control and I was losing, but I won on time and he saw that he ran out of time and he was like, "Oh," and he reached to shake hands and as I was shaking his hand, I was like, "I'm sorry." Like I apologized for winning. I felt so bad because he was winning. Ugh. Chess is brutal. But like he's not gonna remember that game. That's the thing about kids, like they're always just like, yeah, whatever, next game. They don't care. Oh yeah, Jordy, that's interesting. Try learning Mandarin Chinese versus a 5-year-old. Oh, so true. They just have these malleable brains. I can barely learn Spanish as an English speaker. Anyway. Okay, guys, I'm not seeing any more questions. I don't think I got any on Twitter either. So I think we're going to end the celebration for today. But thank you guys for joining. And thank you guys again for 1 year on YouTube. If you're not subbed to my YouTube channel, well, okay, this is my most recent video. You should also go watch this. If you missed the last stream, I streamed with Nate Solon, and this is a cut of the first game. I think we'll do a second one eventually. Second cut from that stream. It was just so much, and I didn't want to make the video much longer than 20 minutes. Oh, let's rate, let's raid Svetlana. She's a very good Canadian player. Oops. Wait, is it slash raid? I always forget. Sveta stream. I think she's... Okay, I'm sorry if this isn't true, but I think she's newer to streaming. Newish. Not that I can really speak, but, you know. Yeah, guys, go support her. It is slash. I did it. And guys, yes, once more, thank you so much for all the support over the last year. Like, I cannot be doing this. I would not have the motivation to keep doing this and keep making content if I didn't have people, like, constantly giving me support and, like, connecting with me. I appreciate all the messages that I get, even if I don't respond to them. Like, I do see them and I do appreciate them. I just often don't have the time. And so, yeah, when we have these live formats where I can, like, interact with people, it's really cool. It's crazy the way chess is, like, connecting me with people all around the world. And, you know, cheers to another year of making chess content. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.